y'all. And with that, welcome to another episode of the Greenbox Convos. It's your boy, Just Lando, and with my main man, my co-host,
Willy Wonka. Welcome, boys and girls.
And today we have our extra special, very special guest because it is also our first female guest, and I'm so happy that she is here, Miss Krystal Williams.
Yes.
Sound off one time for the one time with her own pretty self.
Thank you.
Really? Anyway, it's the show where we talk about this or that, that or this, bring you guys this week's headlines, try to keep you up to date as much as we can, do a top five, then we wrap it up. And with that, family, how was your weeks?
Not bad. Shit. It was long, but we made it. That's all that matters.
Pause. Yeah.
I was cool. I've been sick like the last 2 weeks. So this is probably like the first couple of days that I've actually been feeling good. So I was so looking forward to my weekend. Like I needed it.
You got that shit?
No, I don't know what it was. They never figured out what it was. My COVID was negative twice.
Yeah, you either got that Rona or that Easy E. What you doing?
No, I had a sinus infection and I think the flu. It was like the flu. Okay. It was horrible. Hey.
It ain't safe in the streets.
It ain't safe in these streets. But you did sound like you was going through it when you was at work and shit. So I'm glad you're feeling better.
Man, I'm so glad too. I've never been sick that long, like 2 weeks, and it wasn't like COVID. Man, I was mad, and they didn't give me no medication besides over the counter.
Word?
I was highly upset. Yes. It could just be the flu, maybe pneumonia.
I think it's the flu because that shit went around. That shit just had its roundabout going through the city. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it might have been the flu.
That, and it was for sure like a sinus infection though. So
maybe I get funny with black people though. They're like, you want the first like
I want the infection. Everybody else, give me the good stuff.
You want the shit.
Stop. Give it to
I'm like anti-medication anyway. I try my hardest never to take medication unless it's absolutely necessary. You know what I mean?
What's up?
No, I did that. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about the strongest thing I take is like an ibuprofen. Other than that, I'll probably try to deal with the pain on my own.
Oh, nah, listen. Some Flexeril? That stuff is
Look,
fine.
you got all the Latin names for it and shit. Flexeril,
that's a muscle relaxer, right? And it's actually really good, but you have to take it like right before you go to bed because after like 30 minutes, it's going to knock you out. Like it feels so good, but I had like a shoulder injury, so I had it for that, and it was amazing.
Okay, right on. Okay. Now that we know that we got crackheads in here, I'm just fine. Mr. Marlon, let's hit him with these headlines, G.
All right, first up, the Free Britney saga. Her dad is finally stepping down and freeing her for conservatorship. Where do you think she's going from here now? Now that her dad's out the picture, she gonna try to do music, movies, all that shit, or is she just gonna be chilling, try to start a family again, and what? Where does it go from here?
Well, we get to see if what we had been saying the past few weeks was indeed right. We get to go, hey, she's well enough to take care of herself, or we'll see her. I don't want this in any way, shape, or form but go down the path she was starting to go down. But, I think she's been out of the limelight long enough and she's gotten her stuff together long enough that she can go right back to being one of the top people in pop if she really wants to. You know what I mean?
That's been 13 years. That's wild.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What about you, Krystal?
She's going to chill. At this point, I feel like she can't go higher in her music career than what she's already done. She's already a legend in her own right. So I feel like at this point, just sit back, reap your benefits of it, just chill. I think she's dating somebody new too or something like that. Enjoy that. Enjoy being in love, enjoy being a parent. Just enjoy what you worked so hard for now. Because music, you don't get back into the music game, she's gonna be heavily criticized, heavily, because she had that whole breakdown thing that happened, and then now she's trying to come back into the music game. I just feel like I don't feel like she's gonna be it, because if you think about like Britney back in her prime, like it was also not just her songs but her performance. You know,
Yeah,
her
Yeah, that's true.
what she like
Yeah.
J. That's been keeping up and can still get out there and do what she was doing back in 1998. I don't think she's gonna be able to do all that again.
Nah. She got that age on her. Age is real.
So she needs
Yeah,
to
I mean, my
yeah,
question was going to be: do you think she still get like custody of her kids, or does she got like only visitation? I honestly don't know.
no, I think they share them. I think it's 50
Okay.
50. And her ex, he kind of cool as far as that goes. Like, he don't be trying to fuck her over and shit. I think he realized what it was. So, like, I mean, he wasn't trying to keep the kids from her or nothing like that.
Okay, that's good to know. Because I
Yeah.
honestly didn't know if she was like even able to go see her kids. You know what I mean?
Well, she said she wanted to have another baby, but they told her she couldn't. Like, that's how much, like, control they had over her, you know? So, I
That's
mean,
crazy.
it's just interesting to see, like Krystal said, I think, like, probably music's the last thing she should do. Like, you already got enough money. Like, fuck entertaining and all that shit. Like, just chill out. I mean, if you have a second act, like, do something not entertainment related for a while. You know, I mean, come out with a clothing brand or some shit.
That's true.
Yeah. Write a book. People read that.
Write a book, yeah. Everybody want to hear the story, like,
Yeah, they want to know what happened.
That's
yeah.
true too. But again, like I said, she could, if she put her mind to it and it was dedicated, she could become one of the top people. Pop, I think she has a big enough following that her fan base is large enough that they'll support her and put her in that position again if she wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. That book's already a bestseller if she makes it. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. But hey, shout out Brittany, man. Good stuff. Make the most of it, kid.
Brittany.
Yes.
All right. Andrew Cuomo, New York governor, resigned for sexually harassing women under his staff and creating a hostile work environment. When are these powerful motherfuckers gonna figure it out? Like, you can't do this crazy shit. Like,
Never.
and his excuse was, "Oh, well, I'm Italian. That's kind of how we do." Or like, we're affectionate and all that. It's like, bro, we at work.
Right.
Grab me and kiss me on the cheek and shit. Like, I didn't ask for that.
So my question is, what exactly did he do to make that last, camel break? What was the last straw on that one? What did he do? Anybody know?
Well, he was like just being touchy, making inappropriate jokes, but like, I guess it's got to the point where women were speaking out and they're getting punished for it. So it's retribution for it. And then that's when it was just like, fuck it, like, we're gonna blow this up. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. You can't be doing this, fellas. Keep your hands to yourselves and keep your D in your drawers. I mean, it's literally that simple. I mean, you don't have to overthink it. Yeah, there's very, very pretty women where you work. Yeah, sometimes it seems like this is gonna be this, but guess what? This ain't that. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers is not going to respond the way you want them to respond. And if you try to force them to respond the way you respond, well, then you get resignation letters and charges put on your ass, and we have the mess we're in now. So, I don't know. I'm tired of talking about it to these motherfuckers. They just don't get it. Every time it happens, I'm just gonna laugh.
They're never gonna get it. Like, honestly, if you think about it, like, you have history of all these men in like high power being able to do this stuff and get away with it. And it's crazy because you could have like 20 women come out about it, and something may happen, something may not. And then you got these women that are like victims, and then they come out and they have to be like scrutinized for something that happened. Like, oh, why you wouldn't tell it when it first happened? Well, why this? Like, these guys, like, they're not really held accountable for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had a dude that was famous for grabbing people by the pussy, and he was president.
Yeah.
Come on now. No.
Yeah. He even admitted it and didn't nothing happen.
Ain't nothing happened.
Got 70 million votes.
Right? Nobody even told on him. That happened to him. That's sad, man.
Yeah,
he told on
himself. Came to the right people. You grabbed me by the rerun. So he was so happy. The pictures, right? Because I looked at the pictures when Bill Cosby got out. I looked at the pictures of all his victims. And all of them looked like they wouldn't have said nothing to anything he was doing anyway. He ain't come across people.
Well, they was at the Playboy Mansion, wasn't it? In that Studio 54, wasn't it? That's where he got the majority of his victims, or
I think so.
Alleged victims, excuse me, Mark.
I think there's like a certain
victims. Unalleged. Listen.
Well, yeah, because now he ain't charged, so yeah, it's back to alleged. Like,
it was annoying. Like, how you get out?
Yeah. Technicalities.
Yes,
yeah.
Technicalities.
Yeah, man.
I think men are like we just have this arrogance to us, like when we walk in a room and say a nice looking girl smiles and just smiles, you know, and it's just like, oh yeah, she wants me. Like, you know, it's just like, let me go talk to her. And it's just like, you can't do that. It's already kind of bad enough we kind of come in with that, but it's like, you can't do that at work. Like, this is work. You can't fuck nobody at work. Just leave it alone. It never ends how you think it's going to end in your mind.
Messy. Messy.
True. That never ends.
Never.
How you think it's in your mind, how you just played that out, promise you it ain't going to happen. How it's really going to happen. But then on the flip side of this, go ahead. I'm going to flip it.
No, flip it real quick.
Because on the flip side of this, women can kind of weaponize that. When they don't get what they want out of somebody, well, I'm going to just say it anyways. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, say somebody is genuinely innocent, but there's this very vindictive woman or someone who's used to getting what they want, gets turned down. It happens, and don't say it don't. Yeah, it's very rare, but it does happen. She doesn't get what she wants, and now look at you. You stuck. Like, what do I do? You know what I mean? Do I go tell that she just...
Yeah, go to HR. Like, hey, I turned this chick down. You know, just letting you know, like, this happened. But them motherfuckers where it's like something goes sour and, you know, let's say it's a woman, she goes and, you know, spills the beans or whatever, that's on them. You're the CEO. You shouldn't be talking to the mailroom girl. Like, it has to go down like that.
Like you have it at this point, really.
Yeah, it's like, I don't feel sorry for none of them motherfuckers. Like, it's like you're putting yourself in this position.
This is true.
And half the time they're married, which is even crazier.
Yeah.
Like,
Got the wife and kids on the background, they screensavers and shit. Like,
you got it's sitting right there on the desk.
Save my number in your phone. Open up the phone. Who right there? You know what I mean? Got the whole family on the screensaver. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Don't give a fuck. They look right at their family like, fuck you, and swipe up, man. It is what it is.
It is.
But yeah, like it'll never work out because like I had a relationship with a coworker for like 40 years. So I mean, I had an actual relationship, but still, even though it was kind of successful, like it was just a lot of negativity surrounding it and a lot of gossip and shit. It just ain't good, you know, to date within the workplace. It just gets messy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't feel sorry for him resigning. Hey, you got to take that L, but hey, it is what it is. All right. Moving on. We didn't talk about this one, but Dr. Dre's daughter, his 38-year-old daughter, living out of a car, and she started GoFundMe. And she said she needed money because she got evicted and all this. I think she has like 3 or 4 kids. And I don't think they had the closest relationship, but he has supported her here and there over the years. What are your thoughts? Do you feel like it's cold that he's not helping her out, that he knows she's in a car and he's like close to being a billionaire?
38? I couldn't get past that.
That's why I hadn't thought out there.
With 4 of them K's? Come on. Hey, nah, man. Look, you're a grown woman first. Think about it. Let's talk about that. You're a grown woman first. You should not have to rely on anybody. Once you hit grown woman status, you got kids that depend on you. What the fuck are you really even thinking about? You thought she was really... Look, he hadn't been consistently supporting you your entire life. What made you think you could rely on that later in life anyways? What part of the game?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll wait. Like, you know what I mean?
it makes me think about like their relationship really and how it's been, or how she's been towards him when he's helped her out and he's given her stuff. Like, and then also what she's done along the lines with this money he's giving you. Like, are you contributing it to something like smart for your household, your savings, or are you going out buying bags and stuff? Like, what are you doing with it? You know?
Exactly.
And then like, depending on what the relationship is, like, as a parent, like, just because you got money doesn't mean you have to take care of you for the rest of your life. You know, at some point you gotta do something for yourself too. And he probably got to the point where he was like, hey, like, I've been giving you this all these years, and it's like, what are you doing with it besides just expecting more? So I mean, I
got a question.
See it that way, but then I also see it in the way of like him being a grandparent. Like, if your daughter's sleeping in the car with her kids, like, it's not necessarily just her now. Like, it's your grandkids who, in the sense to me, are innocent in that. You know, at least put them up to where they're somewhere safe and indoors or something.
I don't think the kids are with her because they probably would have got taken away if they were there.
Yeah, the kids would have got taken away. So CPS would have got involved in that case. My question is this: where her mama at? In my smoky voice, where your mama at?
Good question.
My mama is in Vegas.
I don't know if her and Dre had a relationship or it was like a one-time thing, or, you know, like it was casual. Because like,
regardless, there's a whole human that has two parents. One's rich and successful. Where's the other one?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, she shouldn't just have to rely on her dad. Her mom should be helping too. So, but if her mom has good reason not to support her, that's probably got fed into Dre's ear. Don't support this. This is what she's doing with it. You know what I mean? I've been doing this for her. This, that for her. And, you know what I mean? It probably got wind of Dr. Dre. And look, your mom been telling me this is how you've been out here with this money. And you're not about to just go ahead and do that with my money. Like, so it could be that.
Yeah. Like, I hate when people try to bring shit to the media to kind of force a motherfucker to do something. Because, I mean, there's just other ways. Yeah, there's other ways. If you needed help, you could ask him or, you know, get someone to kind of try to get in his ear. But going to the media, that's never going to help the situation.
Who's victim of that? D Wade's baby mama, victim of that. NBA YoungBoy's mom. Apparently Quentin Tarantino's mom. Like motherfuckers in significant spots in a person's life ain't getting support from a successful motherfucker. You know what I mean? So it just goes to show, like, y'all don't depend on them, man. Once you hit that certain tax bracket, motherfuckers change. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. If you was along for the journey, more than likely you're gonna be around. But if you was hindering this person and caused the journey, you probably just ain't gonna be too much closer to that end goal, man. I don't know.
And I get it, because like a lot of people, especially during this pandemic, they had to make some tough choices. There's a lot of shit that happened. But with this, it sounded like he just cut her off because, like, she wasn't, I guess, living up to the standards that he set for her in order to get that check. And I mean, after a while, like, you're 38, at a certain point, you got to say, okay, I'm not going to get this money. All right, it's time to just get it. Fuck it. Like, I'm gonna have to go work at Kroger's or work at the gas station. I got to get a job or something. You got to get something. And she's not doing that by just sitting in the damn car. Like, okay, you can only talk to TMZ and the motherfucker so many times. Like, you could use that time to, you know, apply for something.
Hello.
Right? And shit. And
you got kids.
That's to me, that's the most painful part. She got 4 babies. Come on, dog.
You ain't got time to be fucking around with the media. Like, what can I do to help provide for my kids?
That part right there. Like, yo, you bullshitting, bro. You hella bullshitting.
She got paid for them tabloid stories.
Yeah. Like, and I get it.
Use it for something good.
If you're gonna do it, get paid for it. Apparently, like,
it would be nice.
I don't feel like you do that anyway.
It would be nice if he helped her. He should. But
it would be a feel good story.
Yeah.
We don't know what goes on behind that, so it's like, all right.
Tired of all these feel good stories, but then, I mean, I just think about Master P and how he do with his kids, man. All them kids straight. He put their asses to work. He put them in positions that they gonna be straight for forever. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Definitely.
It's just kind of weird. So like I don't know what they relate. If I knew the relation, because everybody know Master P got a great relationship with all his kids. Dr. Dre, I don't know.
Yeah, we keep it up, but Dre ain't the greatest father. Like, we keep it real. So, like, yeah, I do fault him for not being there for like her first 18 years at least, you know. But like, it is what it is. Like, you ain't never had him. How can you miss something you ain't never really had? Like,
oh God. Hey, PJ Washington, take a lesson, motherfucker. Hey, you know, put that Brittany Renner on Easy Street, but she ain't never had nothing.
Brittany got the feather bag, all right?
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Right.
All right. Moving on. J.R. Smith news. I know we always talk about JR in a negative light, talk about the Hennessy, anything's possible, and how, like, you know, all the outrageous shit he does. But he enrolled into an HBCU, and now he's trying to get his degree. I mean, can we give that man his props?
Yeah, make him use golf right there. Absolutely. And he's doing something. He's doing something with his time there as well, trying to be on the golf team. You know what I mean? And I think that's swell. And yes, I said swell.
From fun boy to scholar, like that's a change up.
And that should be inspiration to everybody who look up to people like J.R. Smith. You know what I mean? Let's keep it real. J.R. Smith is from Pyru up in Boston, like straight up. I know so. And for him to, you know what I mean, keep wanting to better himself and not fall back into what he could have after basketball, fucking applaud, man. All day.
It's never too late.
Ever.
It's always good to try to, you know, educate yourself. I applaud him for that for sure.
And man, tatted up head to toe. He fits the description of somebody you cross the street when he comes by. Nah, man, this man is probably somebody you probably can learn something from. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Big ups to J.R. Smith, man. Nothing but inspiration from that man at this point. But to keep it 100, everything we was roasting his ass for, he earned. He earned when we was roasting him for, you know, what you mean it's so, I can't do that. What you mean it was
oh my God.
He did that, man. He did that. We didn't do that. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, salute.
Hey, salute him. That's good shit, Jared.
Next up, Ice-T's wife, Coco, still breastfeeds her 5-year-old from her breasts. What are your thoughts on that?
Krystal, I'm gonna need you to take the lead on this one.
Listen, from a woman who don't got no kids, I can't tell you the time frame, but what I do know is ain't nobody that's 5 years old, 5, which means you got a full mouth of teeth, about to still be on nothing to mind. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. No. Now, I will say, I understand the nutrient part of it as far as breastfeeding your children. They're more healthier that way.
Yeah.
But 5, like, if your child comes to you and pull your whole thing out,
like
for themselves, they need to have a bottle.
Why not just pump?
On God. Like, I miss the bonding. Like, it ain't that much bonding in the
hug
world.
your child, you know, hug them, hold them sweet, but they ain't got to breastfeed off of you. Like, I feel like 2 needs to be like cutoff time. Like 2. Like
after that, just fill some bottles up.
I have female friends that breastfed different amounts of times. So my cousin, her child was 2. And she's like, all right, it's time to stop trying to breastfeed her, you know, kind of over it. But it was hard to kind of wean her off. But at this point, like, her daughter wasn't really getting nothing from breastfeeding. She just kind of was just doing it just to kind of there. Like, she breastfed 5 months, got to be gone. You know, she just wanted, because at that point it became a habit for her. You know, that's what she's doing. So it wasn't something for like food. It's something for like comfort, like just chilling. And I have a friend of mine who wanted to only breastfeed to 4 months. But I'm like, no, breastfeed longer than that. You know, give your baby some full nutrients. You ain't got to go back to work. You know, like, just kind of give it some time, you know, to do that and develop that and give them the nutrients. But ultimately, like, once they're past 2, pump. And then give them a bottle. And then hug them when you want to hold them, you know? Like, too much. You're 5. You cannot. No. Because at 5, you're too big to be up in my lap like that. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely.
like I'm not cradling you.
You
like,
are getting up to what?
Over here. Get off
2-year-olds be getting up to what? 20, 25 pounds just sitting on you all the time.
Just off of me. Yes. Like,
I'm cool.
No, I can't. Like, but listen, I feel like maybe for Coco, because she was a lot older when she had her daughter.
yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
that's true
maybe
too.
for her, she don't want to let up off of that, like that feeling, because she knows she's not about to be able to redo that. You know,
That's true.
she wanted to get the best of her first time being pregnant. Her first and only time being pregnant, you know?
That's her only child?
I think that's her only child.
Yeah.
Hey, but what y'all think about her saying she only bathe every so often?
All them celebrities. There was a couple.
No, this is Coco. I know there's celebrities that said it, but this is Coco.
Yeah, but it started with like
said that recent interview that she doesn't bathe every day. She bathes when she needs to.
Like, when is that, motherfucker?
Exactly. Like,
I don't think so. You know, we have a bidet, so it kind of cleans the parts down there. But like, if you think that's just water splashing up. What is wiping? Like,
where's the soap?
Where's the soap? You know, like I feel like you should shower, if not once a day, more than once a day. I'm just saying. The Rock came out and said he showered. He listed about 4-5 different times in one day that he showers, which I think is good.
Well, he always working out.
That's true. But as a woman, like you have other parts that kind of, you know, you gotta pick up some places, get between some places. Like you need to bathe that every day. I'm just saying. Like a whole bath.
I'm with you.
No, full bath, like a bath, a shower, whatever you do.
I was timing how long it was gonna take for the ratchet came out. Right then and there. I was timing that shit. I was like, she and the rat look, and y'all go in here and look, and it's gonna be like 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, like,
the ratchet's coming.
Take a bath, take a shower. Cleanliness is godliness, okay?
Yeah.
Like it was 85 degrees in New York last week. You telling me you ain't showered, Coco? I know y'all live in New York. Like, what's good?
You know, right. You got AC in your apartment don't mean nothing. You know, put some soap and stuff on that body.
All day. And then what's that? Ashley Kutcher and Mila Kunis talking about they don't shower so often. Look, man, that just ruined my whole Mila Kunis fantasy right there, man. I was just go ahead and throw this shit out. That's trash, right?
You got some people talking about do you bathe with a washcloth or your hands and the soap?
Yo,
like that's really like what?
That's wild to me. Who in here washing with the palm of just this is getting it. This is
weird.
This is getting it. No, sir.
Okay. That's first of all, I got fingernails. I'm not about to just that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, then I just use a loofah. No, you need to use a towel because them loofahs, them sponges, they don't get up in everything. So you cannot just rely on that solely. And then your hand, like, your hand can get into more curves and that, but the second water get on your hand, the soap is gone. So what are you really doing?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Twitter comments, they convinced me most of these motherfuckers ain't bathing. It was scary. It's scary to know that.
It definitely worries me to know how many people in America ain't showering.
Yeah, you just rusty nuts Magoo out here, man.
If they're not showering, they're not washing their hands. So the next time Paul brings that dish in to work, like, hey guys, I made something, y'all should have it. Remember that shit.
No, the fuck we can't. that's my response.
Look, anyway, because you don't know who does what within their household. You cannot.
Oh God.
My last job, I had to tell people like, nah, you buying the cups and stuff. Like, I didn't even give you an option to put anything in the cups. Like, you don't know how people are.
God.
For real.
I don't want nothing you cooked at your house. You have like 26 cats. No, thank you.
Exactly.
You tried to plates and cups and napkins. That's
we saw you taking pictures with the dog kissing you in the mouth.
Exactly. Like, for all we know, you probably cooked that. Your cat was sitting right next to you, all the hair flying in that food. No, thank you. I'll pass.
No, thank you. All right, Mr. Martin.
Feeding the baby a dusted titty. Next up, the prosecutor in the Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion case wants to revoke Tory Lanez's bail because he went to Rolling Loud and there was a restraining order. And he possibly broke the restraining order by being there. When is this nigga gonna learn? Like, I mean, like he wants to go to jail. Like, I don't get it.
Like, obviously, this nigga wants to go to jail. Like, he's making it very obvious. I'm gonna go where they said don't go because what? If you wrote that out, put it on a piece of paper, and slid it in front of Tory Lanez and said, fill out the rest of this, that nigga gonna put what? Krystal?
Listen, I feel differently. Was he told he could not go?
He has a restraining order. Yes, he was told
be within 100 feet of her.
So, listen, because I think of it this way. One, I don't support none of what he did. Let me just put that out there. I don't support that woman power all day. However,
You love that album.
They're both in an industry to where they have to perform. We don't know how much money he has lost from this, and if they was paying him to do this set performance. Like, so I feel like in some way, shape, or form, because they're both artists in the industry that they're in, they're going to run into each other. It is pretty much inevitable. Like they're going to.
He wasn't.
I think that it could have made some type of arrangement to where they both could have done the rolling out thing and still not been within 100 feet of each other.
He wasn't booked.
Oh, he wasn't booked, so he wasn't performing.
No, he was a surprise guest
at home
during the baby's set.
You need to watch that. Oh, so he performed with the baby?
Yeah. And you saw Megan was talking about industry niggas. She was talking about them two niggas.
Yeah, she was.
I mean, they're making money and making music, so
I'm sure his defense attorney was like, "Hey, be cool. Don't do this. Don't say shit about this. We got this." And he's not listening at all. Like, he's releasing albums and shit, talking about it. He's always talking about her in interviews, doing this shit. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah,
he missed his baby. Girl, you gonna take me back?
They had a relationship.
Toxic.
Do y'all think that they had something going on, the two of them?
Absolutely, they did. Between Tory and Matt,
damn, she was being generous. Because he like 5'2", she like 5'10". She was being real generous.
Like 6 foot.
How does that match?
Big.
Yeah,
that big.
I love it. She's being generous. His little troll ass. I don't know.
In that case, if he did not have his own songs and stuff, perform, he should have sat that one out.
Because he could have told. He could have asked for permission to perform, and they could have did it in a way where she went on early, and they would never have to see each other like you said. But he never did that.
Yeah.
To me, I think it was he played himself. Meaning, for all he knows, while he's out there performing, she could have just walked to the edge of the stage with her phone and be like, "Oh, look who's violating restraining order."
Fact.
That's not 100 feet. You played yourself.
Yeah.
Dumb nigga. That would have been the perfect setup for himself. Like, if he's setting himself up, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Whoever gets the phone first, the other one going to jail. So honestly, he should have a restraining order on her too.
They should.
But why? It was a violent crime against her.
Yeah, but she was threatening him to have him seen. Come on now.
Words are one thing.
Exactly.
When you shoot motherfucking ankles like that.
Man, I mean, you're absolutely right. But we've seen restraining orders go out for less. You know what I mean? We've seen petty restraining orders. So if he wanted to, he could have got one against her too. That's all I'm saying.
Guess what? He's rich. If she threatened you, fly away, motherfucker. You could get away from her.
That's true too.
Stayed up in her bubble and shit. Like, it's like, come on, bro. At a certain point, you got to have accountability over your shit. Yeah. Like, she talking all that crazy shit. Like, I'm through with this shit. I'm done. And then leave because you got the resources to dip. Like, what the fuck?
Facts. I'm just playing a little bit of devil's advocate. I know what's right and what's wrong in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I know.
Whoever gets the phone first, the other one going to jail. That's all that.
So he could potentially get like kicked out the country. He won't be able to perform in the United States. That's a big piece of his bag. So it's like, bro, like, so it's like, what are you doing?
Every time somebody like, huh?
You should have stayed home for that.
Yeah, he should have. Every
I'm
time
just
somebody
saying.
mentions somebody who's like foreign, but you don't remember that they foreign, I always flash back to 21 Savage getting
Boy,
deported.
21 Savage. I feel
I
lied
was
to
thinking about
because
that the other night, man.
No.
You're like, oh, wait, mate, what do you mean I can't be in the United States?
I was
What do
like,
you
okay.
mean?
Maybe he came over when he was 4. Like, nah, the nigga was 14. Like, bruh, nah, he British, bruh. Like, he ain't from Atlanta.
Your ass is from Binghamton, nigga. Get the fuck up out of here.
I'm like, shit. You was eating crumpets and shit. You remember. Like, nah,
Motherfucker.
bruh.
That nigga wasn't even saying the Pledge of Allegiance when he came over. He was still singing God
For
Save
real.
Queen, man.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
God. That shit funny, bro. But yeah.
Y'all ready
Yeah,
for some this?
I was just gonna shout out, say, Tory Lanez,
Yeah.
get your shit together, bro. You about to go to jail. Put some money away, cause you gonna need it. Your career ain't popping that hard where you got a ton of money to put away. So put what you can away, bro. You about to go to jail.
We'll see. I don't think so. It's been a long time. Like, if he was to go to jail, they would have been checked with the court, all that shit. Like, he ain't ever been to court and shit, so we'll see.
All right.
Ready for this or that?
Let's do it.
All right.
On the game.
This or that. Would you rather have free tacos or free wings for life?
Tacos have so many ingredients: tortillas, carne, salsas, cebolla, cilantro, y todo, you know, and chicken wings. You know? I mean,
tacos.
Do I have to have the same kind of tacos?
No.
Oh,
no, it's just tacos.
Shut up.
Because you can chop up some chicken wings. You can put some chicken wings in a taco.
There's so much variety with a taco.
Yeah. But then, are you really gonna eat a lemon pepper taco though? Could you live without lemon pepper wings?
I ain't worried about that shit. I mean, you can only season chicken so many different ways.
Oh, so y'all just anti-Negro. Okay. Hey, Atlanta. I got a couple for you.
Hey, I mean, a taco's good for every occasion. I'm just saying.
Exactly. You can do tacos for anything.
I'm going tacos too. That's because, you know, but I got to shout out wings, man. Wings is fire.
It is. At Buffalo all day.
I think I like the garlic parmesan.
I was about to say that the garlic parmesan be on point. Yeah, get you some gum afterwards, but it be hitting.
Yeah.
Buffalo. That's it. You getting Buffalo for me.
You don't fuck with no other wing sauce?
Not really. Listen, I used to love Buffalo Wild Wings, but I legit really like Buffalo. Like, I'll do honey barbecue. I did I will say I did somebody from my past put me on the Dirty Birds, right? And I like their Old Bay wings. Their Old Bay wings.
Oh, them Old Bay. Yeah.
I haven't had those.
Fire.
But let's pause for a second. I like how you worded that. Somebody from your past. Let's not speed by that, really.
Why not?
Now, if he would have saw this, he'd be going, I'll put you on the motherfucking wings.
You don't speak now, so it don't even matter. Somebody from the past.
Oh God, I like that. Somebody from my past.
I still got respect for that person, though. I still respect that person. But somebody from my past.
I feel it. That's just funny.
Y'all wouldn't have flipped with the words. I'm telling you, y'all sneak that in real quick. That's crazy.
You hear me? Look, I'll catch it all.
Crazy.
You might think she baby oil, but I put some granite on that shit real quick.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
I was trying to just put it in there and go right past it. No.
Not with your boy. I catch it all. My ear's big for a reason.
All right, next up. Would you rather live in the hood in Chicago or New Orleans? For a year, right?
Yeah.
You got to stay a lease.
1 year lease.
Chicago, New Orleans.
You know what I should have phrased this with the years too, but it's all good. We'll go modern day. Shit, what could I do in Chicago for a year? You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pick New Orleans, and it's only because I don't like snow, and it snowed crazy in Chicago. I don't do cold weather.
Mm.
I'm gonna just base it off of that. Yeah, both cities crazy. You know what I mean? You could, potentially have your last day at any given moment there, just with all the craziness, unless you know. But I figure like it's like anywhere else in America, honestly. If you mind your business and do what you got to do, you ain't really gonna be bothered by nobody. You know what I mean? So my I guess my choice would just come down to how comfortable I'm gonna be down there. And that cold will make me very uncomfortable. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and roll with New Orleans on this one. Give me some beignets.
I'm gonna go New Orleans as well. I think it's different for a female though, because as a female, you can kind of be anywhere and not have to worry about so much like of the hood stuff, than it is for a dude. So I would think for me, I'm gonna go with New Orleans because
but what about all them aggressive niggas though?
Hey, baby.
I got a number.
Hey, my baby. Or like, hey, Shotty, come over here, Shotty.
Get some of the most aggressive hiccups from guys, but I feel like they're probably going to be a little bit more ignorant in Chicago than they would be in New Orleans. But
so?
I mean, I don't know, because then New Orleans is more like party, which is more probably alcohol. So you probably got crazy people with alcohol in the system. So it may be a little difficult. Oh, man, that's a good one.
Yeah, I gotta make you think. They
food too. Like I must be eating all the time.
That Louisiana gumbo. You know what I mean? Give me some years out there, baby.
Look at here.
I do like how they say that.
Look at here. In New Orleans, they got these lights, these flashing street lights. Not street lights, traffic lights. Pretty much you don't stop because that's how rough the damn neighborhood is. The police say, bitch, you better keep rolling. That's how rough it goes down in New Orleans. So I ain't thinking of New Orleans. Fuck all that. I'm going to take my chances in Chicago. I'm going to be doing a little Kim dance, dodging bullets, but I'm going to be in Chicago. Eating beef, bitch, doing my thing. Going, what?
I ain't trying to be dodging no bullets.
He said doing the little Kim dance, dodging bullets, bro. I'm sleep. No way.
I'm just saying.
So what you gonna do when that snow hit your ass?
I'm gonna bundle up. They got real jackets in Chicago for that type of weather.
It's too uncomfortable for me, man.
What time of the year are you going down there? Because some places you get there, you be like, okay, it's cold. Where y'all winter jackets at? They're like, oh, this is summer clothes out. Like,
oh yeah.
Us from here, that's like winter. Like, like our winters here is people's summers in other places, which is crazy. Like,
absolutely.
I don't like cold like that.
I don't like cold weather at all.
5 days, and literally I walked outside our hotel, and it was 40 degrees. I was like, I'm going back inside.
Oh,
that should be illegal.
Training. I gotta go.
I felt that 9 before. It hit different. Like, that's where you feel it in your soul. Like, oh,
that is me.
And I was about to.
They got a little.
Yeah, I hated a little
ice.
And I was like, oh my god,
I can't do a negative. Like negative? What? No.
That means it's no temperature. We owe them some temperature. Your bank account owe me some weather. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, man. That's trash.
I'm gonna be looking like one of them Christmas will be back in the day, walking like this with like 17 layers of clothes on. I'm
Gucci, looking like an attack dog suit. I'm good off that.
Have everything wrapped around me. I'm like,
because if you fall down, who's gonna be there to pick you up? Because they stuck like that too.
They black ice. Oh, have you seen videos people slipping on black ice?
Trash. Oh, that black ice, yeah.
Tragic.
Yeah. That shit trashed in the motherfucker, baby. I don't fuck with it, yo. Like, that's just too much to live in the snow for me. Like, you got to do too much extra shit. Whereas in the heat, well, in New Orleans,
every day.
Oh, I would never go out. I'll just stay in the crib. Like, I'm safe.
On God. On God. But yeah, man. Nah, I'm going with New Orleans. And y'all be cool with me. I think 17th Ward through the 9th Ward, man. That's the ghetto, if you will, projects. You know what I mean? So
oh yeah. All right.
yeah,
Who you rolling with? TLC or SWV?
TLC.
Explain. Why you ain't going with SWV?
So, listen, SWV, their hit song, you got I Get So Weak, right? TLC, I could give you Creep. We could do Waterfalls. We could do I'm Pretty. We can do No Scrubs. Like, what about Your Friends? Shock That Monkey. Like, there's just like, I love TLC. Like, I loved how they were, their empowerment that they stood for. Like, if you go back, they had the baggy clothes. They were more so like, you know, we can do what we want to do. Like, you know, you got the guys that kind of just talk about this stuff. Now we're talking about it too. So I liked their flow and their dynamic better. I'm a Chili fan all day, so I'm with TLC.
Okay. I mean, I'm going with TLC too, but not for the reasons you are. I mean, I just felt like, you know what I mean, I could like really vibe with them. Like if we was just kicking it in a room, I'm not gonna feel different for being myself. You know what I mean? I feel like they could just vibe with me like I vibe with me, you know what I mean? Like they just down to earth sisters. Like we could just kick it, you know what I mean, and just vibe out. We ain't gotta do no extra shit, you know what I mean? But with SWV, I felt like they was just a little bit skinny.
They ain't got no money to do any extra shit. You know, they got the forerunners though.
They might give you a couple baby makers, but I mean that's about it.
I mean, you know.
Okay, TLC had like the star power, but I feel like SWV were they were a better group in many ways. Like just
vocally.
Vocally and all that. Like, I mean, Left Eye, she couldn't really sing, but like she was killing that.
She was the rapper.
She was killing the
and like Chili, she wasn't really a great singer either. Like, and T-Box, she had a different voice, so it worked. You know, they made it work. And they had
Chili wasn't a great singer.
No,
she was
for me, she was more of the singer. Like if we're talking vocally. Like
she was more of the singer than T-Boz was.
SWV definitely got more vocal. Like they're Stanford Sisters of Voices. You know, they got more voices vocally. So
that's just true.
Chili was okay.
Like
I feel like you just mad because Usher took her and you wanted her.
Like, are you buying a Chili solo album? I like Chili. Don't get me wrong, she's my favorite.
Yeah.
But are you buying a Chili solo album?
I would buy a Chili solo album. Shit. More than I would buy one member of SWV's album.
True. See, TLC had a whole city behind them damn near. Because they had the songwriters. They had like all the advantages. They make some great music.
Yeah.
Whereas SWV, I mean, they had producers, but I mean, it wasn't to the extent of what TLC was getting.
Yeah.
But I mean, SWV still had the hits. They had them side chick anthems. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's still there. It's like, come on.
But TLC had a song for every occasion, though.
They didn't have a side chick anthem, though. Wait, did they?
Creep. Well, that's not
Creep. Yes. Creep. Well, kind of. You was creeping on your dude that you was with. You was creeping, but you wasn't creeping with somebody else's man. Well, they didn't talk about that. If they was, they could have been. I don't know. But I mean, like that one.
Let's talk about TLC and they No Scrubs real quick because that song came out. I was sixth grade, and so I pretty much grew up with that song. And then all the females that was singing No Scrubs, y'all owe us an apology because y'all certainly picked a bunch of scrubs out here in the street, man.
No, I'm gonna give you one song on why we should not have to apologize. Chicken Head. Bok chicken. No.
Y'all playing it the most.
No.
Oh shit. That one all right, hold on. That side swiped me real quick.
That's how I came out the other day. This is so disrespectful. I changed it. Like,
They were talking about a certain woman, and Pat had a lady on the record.
it went, but it wasn't just about it may have been about a particular person in that song, but it translated across a lot of women.
Of
But
course.
the lady LaChat in the song got her get back on the same record. It's not like somebody had to go and make another song, Sporty Thieves, about, you know what I mean, pigeons. That's what they had to do.
Wasn't there pigeons? Yes. See,
yeah, Sporty Thieves came out with no pigeons.
Scrub wasn't just like a diss to dudes, but it also was a know your worth as a woman song too. Like,
okay,
if you have this caliber, don't drop down this caliber just because you love them.
Look, Chicken Head wasn't a diss to women, just the shoe that women foot.
It was
true or false?
It was
no, man. If you felt some type of way about Chicken Head, then maybe stop acting like a Chicken Head.
If you felt some way about Scrub, stop acting like a Scrub then. If that's the shoe that
look, how can you be a scrub because you getting a ride with your homie? Like, what y'all supposed to do? Take two cars and y'all going? What
if I'm coming from the airport and he's the one that's picking me up? I said, "Oh, slow down. Let me talk to her real quick."
Listen.
But I'm a scrub.
It wasn't in just reference to that part. Like, in a sense, you also think about, like, I went to Miami a couple months ago. And you got dudes hanging out beside the car. They ain't even saying hi. They just spitting out their number to me. Hello? Like, no, like, me, like, that's the time, like, you in the passenger seat hollering out what your phone number is. Like, I get it. You know, we don't know the circumstances. I mean, I was in the driver's seat, though, but, you know, people was in my passenger, too. So it's like, I get the sense of that. I don't think that that's what they're referring to as them necessarily being the scrub just because you're in the passenger side. Even though that's the part of the song, it flow with it. But it's also the man itself, not just where your location is. And how you are as a man and what you're bringing to that situation.
So how you are as a woman in Chicken Head, you ain't a bald head scallywag, ain't got no hair in the bag, gelled up, weaved up. I don't know if that's weaved up. I'm not gonna say it is, but you ain't looking messed up. You don't need to get about a beautician on some. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Everything he said, you're not about. So if you felt some type of way about it, you must have been about some bar in
That's
there.
That's the same in Scrubs, though. If you felt a way about it, like, don't be a scrub. I don't know.
I mean, look, if you got a shorty and you don't show love, oh yes, son, I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? That's most of these niggas now. That's the new generation of niggas now. They got a shorty and they showing no love because they gonna try to holler at T-balls. You know what I mean?
With no money. It was a catchy song. That song was catchy. I don't care. It was catchy.
Look, man, that shit can go back and forth because I can dissect that song and say, look, whoever they was talking about, it must not been, you know what I mean, the type of people I'm being around. You know what I mean, my team, we strong. Them chicken heads everywhere, though.
SWV ain't never talked down to the men. They said, what your girl don't know won't hurt her. They was only trying to help the situation. That's why they're better. Next up. Would you rather? Would you rather?
This just called SWV the other girl from Baby Boy.
I'm just keeping it real. Let's talk about that.
A better comparison, SWV and Escape. They would have been matched better.
Yeah, but we love TLC.
I'm going with Escape.
Blowing them out. I don't know they did it versus. I was like, SWV got this.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Over Escape, yeah. I'll give it to them. Maybe Total. Maybe Total can get them.
No, I'm going with Escape.
Oh, Lord.
Nah.
I gotta go SWV over Escape.
You hit the vocal ranges, a lot of them in Escape.
SWV has been hits, them anthems.
Escape by anthems.
We wasn't playing no Escape.
Vocal capabilities are better than SWV's. And their stage performance.
Okay. No.
Yes.
That verse has proved it. No.
They're like 50 years old now. You can't compare.
Oh, you ain't got it no more?
What?
The Temptation's still pure. They ain't got it?
Okay. The Isley Brothers is out here killing it.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
some people can do that. You got like New Edition, they can hit it. But I bet you at the end of that show, they're about to pass out.
I mean, Bobby be getting some 60.
Bobby did the verses. No, Bobby did the verses.
Bobby proved New Edition ain't got it no more. Unless they kick his ass out.
Like, no.
Bobby been through some shit, though.
Half the people from back in the day do not have the vocal abilities that they had then.
Oh, of course not.
No.
Except for SWV. Because we know. Oh, my God.
Escape still got their vocals?
Yeah, they ain't got the songs. We weren't playing them.
They ain't got the hits like SWV got, bro.
We weren't playing them.
They got hits.
Moving on, because she just.
Would you rather have a life partnership or a marriage? It's a new age, new situations, new relationships have different titles now. You got like people with thruples and all kind of crazy shit. What do you want?
Sister wife. This is the sister wife generation.
Life partnership, or do you want to get married?
I'm going with marriage. I'm old school in that sense, to where I don't want to call you my boyfriend 17 years down the line. Like, what? My boyfriend? I like him 17 years.
Oh, this is my boyfriend, Otis.
My life partner of 17 years. No, this is my husband. 17 years. That's what that is. You know, big ups to that. I'm for marriage. Like, I'm for it. I can't do the life partner stuff. I can't do the shacking up for so long. Like, at some point, we have to move towards the next step. And for me, the way I was brought up, marriage is your next step.
Mm-hmm. I feel it. There's not enough in it for the man in marriage anymore. Before, it was something. These days, marriage literally just means I trust this person to not fuck up my future should something go wrong. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? Because once you start talking that divorce shit, it don't stress out nobody but the man until it's over. You know what I mean? He got to pick. Because even, let's say y'all go 50-50 down the line, guess who still has to pay all the court costs for whatever reason? It's usually the husband, right? So it just kind of...
He makes more money.
Yeah, because they used to be primarily the breadwinner.
Money than men.
And 9 times out of 10, who usually makes the most money?
Not
being sexist.
I'm just saying.
Let's just say it. I'm just saying it's fact. I'm not making it up. You know what I mean? It's a real number out here in the streets. I still would probably prefer marriage rather than a life partnership, but I gotta tell you, it's not a lot of reward for the man anymore. You know what I mean? That I can see, other than the person you choose to spend your life with, or however long you decide to spend with each other, and then all that extra shit that you got to worry about. But the initial I do's, it's tough to get to these days.
I'm changing my vows anyway. Normal vows. Promise to obey. Who? I am not a dog. The whole line of obey got to come out my vows. I'm not a dog. We're not putting it in there.
You ain't gonna obey that, man. See, SWV was making music for women that obey men.
Man, nobody. You better get you a puppy. You want somebody to obey you.
Oh my God.
Didn't Beyonce say cater to you?
Ain't the saying happy wife, happy life?
That's toxic.
No, happy spouse, happy house.
Listen, I like that better though. I do like the happy spouse, happy house better than happy wife, happy life. However, I like to get my way too. So I'm not even gonna be mad about that one. But I would say if we're thinking about the ending portion of it, life, a partner would definitely be better as far as the end result. Like if you're having to dissolve the relationship than it is when it comes to marriage. But it also depends on who you're with. You don't know how somebody is going to be when they're angry with you. When you go into a marriage, you don't know how that person's going to be when the word divorce comes up.
Yeah.
Y'all got to get stress each other out to see, you know what I mean? If that shit gonna
you
be
gotta
worth.
go through some things. So I do feel like part of the life partnership is good, but then into marriage, like I would want to do a little bit of both because I want to have gone through an argument with you, a couple of arguments, some bad arguments with you to see how you are when you're angry before I decide to marry you. That way I kind of know a little bit more as far as when it comes to like the dissolving of a relationship, how it's gonna go. But you have to think about like how if you go back, a lot of times when people get divorced, the women come out on top with the divorce. But it also depends on what type of woman that is that's going into that divorce. You have some women that go through divorces and they want the kids 100%. They do stuff to spite the man. Like, I definitely think in those situations, that's what kind of makes men feel like, okay, maybe a life partnership is better than a marriage. Because you guys think about how it's going to resolve in the end and how that person's going to be.
But then you're already thinking about separation and divorce. So you're going into it with the wrong mentality.
Pretty much.
This nigga. Let's talk about this life partnership for a second. Like, let's say y'all in the life partnership for the long haul and it's working out, but then a motherfucker die. Legally, you're not entitled to any of their shit.
Exactly.
That can go to the child, back to their family.
An ex-wife.
If there was one. I mean, that's some shit to weigh on your life too. Especially if that shit's sudden. Like, you know what I mean? Like, God forbid anybody gets a car crash or shot or what have you. You don't have no time to prepare for that. Let's say they didn't do the life insurance as many of us in the community do not do. You know what I mean? And what you gonna do? And then, let's say you become petty once that motherfucker died. Are the funeral costs going to be on the family or are you going to help? Because legally you have no obligation.
You don't have to, right?
So life partnership has its ups and downs, ins and outs. Just depends, like, your level of commitment to that person, I believe. I think that's where that's like the border right there. You know, life partnership, marriage, and it's just that fine line right there. It's just very iffy. You get me? Like, there's a slight border there. They're the same thing, except I don't want to put my name on a paper with yours. It's kind of weird, but, you know. I'll probably still prefer
marriage, yeah.
Marlon?
I think when I was younger, I was like that hopeless romantic, like, oh, I want to get married. But then, you know, I mean, after living and seeing shit, a lot of foul shit, I think I'll probably lean more towards the life partnership because I don't want to feel like I'm trapping somebody. Because a lot of times, like, with the married folks that I've come across that are like cheating or doing something crazy, they feel like, oh, I'm trapped in a situation. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. So it's like, I'm the type of person, if you don't want to be here, that door is always open. You can just go. Like,
damn.
No harm, no foul. No,
that nigga savage.
I'll be sad. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, if you don't want to be here, like, there's no point in you being here.
Yeah.
If you don't want me around, there's no point in me being around. Like, I'll just dip. Like, but I'm open to marriage, but I only got one in me. If I get divorced, that's it. Like,
you're like, hey, either you mad or we mad, so you ain't going nowhere.
Wasn't nowhere. Like, I can't.
Yeah. That shit don't sound cool to me, bro. Doing that multiple trips down the aisle or to the courthouse or wherever the fuck they go to get married. You know what I mean? Yeah, that shit don't sound cool. Because one day they just be like, oh, you're back again, eh? Huh? Like, I don't want that on my
conscience. I make it known when I date ahead of time. Marriage is what's happening. I'm not about to be the girlfriend. Like, technically with me, you get 2 years. If you ain't got to figure it out by then, I got to go.
Look at that. Y'all better listen up.
I have to live with a woman for 2 years in order to get to that point. Like, if we're going to get married, we're going to be engaged for at least 2 years and we living together. Because it's different when you move in with somebody, you living with these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Then
this is very, very true.
You can tolerate them. You know what I mean?
Quarantine broke a lot of relationships up. I will say.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You had to learn who you were with. Like,
Yeah.
I also think that it's our day and age as well, because if you think back in the day, marriage was like a requirement. Like a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
by 22, 25 was married and had kids
True.
already. These
True.
days, we're in a different space. Like we don't have the big emphasis on marriage no more. The big emphasis on having to have kids first anymore. Like it's definitely a dynamic that's kind of changed along the lines. And I think it's probably because a lot of people grew up with families that they've been married multiple times and have probably
Yeah.
divorced multiple times. So now they're like,
Yeah.
I don't want that for me. So it's
Mhm.
definitely a different type of dynamic too. And then I think people were getting married kind of early back then. Well, I mean, you have the same thing that could happen these days. I know people that have been married for several years and knew each other 3 months and then got married. And there's some that have been together for 7 years and just got married. You know, so it definitely kind of it depends, like how well you know that person, how much you trust that person, what you're willing to commit to that person and do to make everything work, and it really just depends. But I definitely prefer marriage.
I can dig that. And to your
Yeah.
point, when people were in what, like 19, 20 years old, got to remember a lot of those dudes were headed off to war back in those days too. Like, you know what I mean? They were joining the service, and
Yeah.
some of it was so they could have somebody when they come home. Some of it was an extra paycheck because your spouse gets one. You know, it just really did depend while they were. And plus, some of them come from like, you know, butt fuck Indiana, where ain't shit else to do but get married and start a family.
Yeah.
You know, or ship the fuck out. And if you didn't make most of your opportunities, then you was just stuck there and get married. I'm only 10. I'll get married.
I had nothing to do.
Exactly. I got married. I ain't had nothing else to do. Shit. So yeah, man. Marriage sounds cool in my future, but it's very close to me, honestly, still. Because like to me, the scariest part is like that argument that'll make either one of us say fuck it. Now I'm stressed out about my financials. You know what I mean? Whoever gets the phone first, the other one going to the goddamn poorhouse.
You know, because prenups in our day and age, like if you're not celebrities, people don't really think of them too much. I would definitely say I would want to go into a marriage knowing if this was to dissolve, what out of this would we want? Because I don't want to wait till we're like 10 years in and say we have a big blow up, we have like a rough year and we decide to divorce, but we're going into it in an angry sense, no more in a loving sense. And it's like, I don't keep a tap for you. Like, that's what kind of scares me about the sanctity of marriage. Like, if it has to dissolve, how that's going to go. People angry are different from people that are in love still.
That's true. That's true. And then why did it dissolve? You know what I mean? Did the motherfucker get caught cheating? Did the motherfucker, you know, have a baby on somebody? You know, shit happens that would make. Yeah, so it gets messy when you get into reasons why it's dissolving, rather than I just don't like your ass no more.
Just like Janet did. Just like Janet did, and why did I get married to?
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Oh yeah, we're splitting all that. What about the book money? Oh no, that's my money. What are you talking about, honey? Like, no.
That was her money. That was her money.
No.
That was
Watch this one. Watch this one.
Worst wife ever. Worst wife ever.
No. I think I don't know. And this is where you get into as far as bank accounts go. When you get married or when you're in a life partnership, do you like do you get a mixed savings account? Do you have your own separate
joint bank accounts and all that?
Like what do you do with that in that sense?
You can make joint bank accounts.
For having
you can make a joint bank account
and having a joint account.
That's what majority of motherfuckers do anyways. But after a certain number of years, motherfuckers say, man, throw all the money in one account.
No.
And have this X amount of cards. That's what people do. I'm just saying. It's not smart, but that's what motherfuckers do. It simplifies things because multiple bank accounts cause multiple fees sometimes. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have multiple accounts. I'm gonna have a joint account, my personal account, and then the stash at the house that you don't know about. Like it just gotta be like that, you know. Like you have to be prepared. And I feel like it should be the same for the guy too. He has his own account. Now, it kind of depends on if you're both working adults or if you're a housemaker and the other person is working. then what happens with that? Because then that comes different points of like controlling of the money and stuff. So I don't know. I feel like if we're both working adults, we should have our own accounts, but we should have a joint account that we decide together how much we're going to contribute to those accounts.
Half of your check. Why not?
And for me, it's not about, oh, I don't trust you. I want there to be checks and balances. Like, we'll have a joint account. We'll pay all the bills with that joint account money, and you just have your own savings account. Because I've seen a lot of true crime and a lot of different shows where, oh, we had a savings account together and they wiped it out, and I don't have anything. Yeah, just like shit.
Oh yeah,
you have nothing.
Yeah.
Fleet Estate. I'm going to Utah. Get me one of them sister wives and taking all the money.
I'm putting it on the machines. Like, you have to have something to kind of split that, so that way you have something that you're contributing, and then also your own stuff.
Big facts. Big facts. So what? No, let's take it to a vote for marriage.
I think y'all two, wasn't it? Y'all two was for marriage.
Marriage.
I mean, you can live marriage, and then life partnership, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Looks like the marriages don't have it on that. Jesus still has it. It's all right.
All right.
We moving on.
Yeah, let's keep it moving. Let's go to top 5 now, because we need to get up into this. Give me your top 5 TV mothers all time.
We'll let the guests go first.
Let me see. Okay, so my first one, I'm actually rearranging my list and how I had it. My first one, I'm gonna do off tops Aunt Viv from Fresh Prince.
Which one?
The black one.
Oh.
The first one. The second one. Unless you gave me one of this move, like, you cannot be my favorite. Like, no.
Oh my God.
It was my favorite. You feel me? Because for one, I like the fact that she was educated. You don't see too many Black people in those sitcom stages that were out of the house that had something else besides being that person's wife. She was educated. She was like, I think she was like a degree in like Black.
She was, yeah, but I think she was like studying to be a lawyer or something, wasn't she? Or I forget.
She was a
professor, I think, or a teacher.
Yeah, okay.
She was a college professor.
She did that, and
she
then
was a college
my thing was she was also involved with the kids, so she also wasn't afraid to check the kids if they needed it too. So I loved that about her, and I loved her spirit, you know, like she showed so much love to her husband, so much love to her kids, and then her passion of what she wanted to do and what she liked to do. And then her even doing that whole dancing was something that was crazy because she competed with girls half of her age. And she went there, she killed it. She got the spot, even though she turned it up because, you know, she was tired. But that she will forever always be one of the favorite parents when it comes to TV moms. So
okay,
top one. Then I'm gonna go with Dr. Rainbow Johnson from Blackish.
Oh wow!
From where?
Blackish.
Oh, okay.
I love her in that show because, she's educated. She's a doctor on that show. You don't see too many parents that are on those TV shows that are doctors or whatever sitcoms or whatever. So she's doing that, and she's holding down a whole house. And
do
that and cater to her husband, like make sure everything is good, everyone is good. She's handling it all. I love the aspect of that. And then we're gonna go to my reality TV parents.
Oh Lord.
My next one gonna be Candy Burris. Candy. I feel like for her kids, she's done a lot. And then even in terms of like, as far as you think about her first child, Riley's dad had money. And she never asked him for money. He wasn't in Riley's life at all. And she's been able to manage the fullness of her career, still opening businesses, still doing stuff, and still taking care of her kids. Then she got the youngest boy, and then she had the kid out of surrogacy. So she got that. And then her husband Todd has a kid too, which she basically also tries to treat as her own. And so I love the dynamic of that. Todd's daughter, I think it's like Kaylin or Kayla, something like that. But she
I
helps.
don't watch the show, so I don't know none of these people.
But I like the fact that she's one of the moms, that she's like a powerful mom out there still doing it. Like she came up, she had, I think her daughter when she was still in the group when it was doing
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And she's able to kind of still raise her and do all this stuff and still be heavily involved in their life. So I love that. Then we got the show Married to Medicine. There's a doctor on there, Dr. Heavenly. I like her dynamic with her kids because she's very much still involved with her kids. And like her and her husband have conversations with the kids like, well, you know, even though like, yeah, we make money now, but what are you about to do with your life? You know, like, what are you about to do? Because you can't just live off of our money that we made. Like, what's for you now, you know?
Yeah.
And
Right.
I love that. I love that.
As they should.
Yeah, you're not spoiling them. Like, even though you got it like that, they need to find a way for them to get it like that too. So I love that aspect of it. And
Hey, Dr. Dre, take notes.
Rashida from Love and Hip Hop.
Oh.
They have her and Kirk have multiple kids amongst the two of them. Of course, Kirk has kids, but they got their businesses and they've actually involved their children in the businesses. So they're not just reaping benefits off of this either. Their kids are actually working for them at their bistros and their restaurants and stuff. So I like that aspect of them still being able to make money and incorporate their kids in what they're making money with, to kind of have it be like continued money. I love that. So them are my top 5. You got Aunt Viv, you got Dr. Rainbow Johnson, Candy, Dr. Heavenly, and Rashida.
Those are strong choices.
Solid list. It's very solid list. Very compelling arguments for all of them.
You know, like,
oh, Lord. You know, I mean, fuck my list. Nah.
I thought mine through.
You did. But let's get with the really real. I'm going to go with the light skin Aunt Viv, number 1. Marlon knows my personal feelings with this woman. I mean, Daphne Maxwell Reed. I got to always show my love and respect for her for what she did for the world of Black sitcoms. Let's talk about it. Marlon,
what did she do about that? What did she do about that character, though? They stripped her of all that power. She was
still a strong woman. She was still a very strong. She was still a very strong woman.
Ambition. She was just
That's
like,
a lie.
Mickey, yay! Can you remember any episode involving her once she got on? I only remember when they was about to break up. It was like, okay,
there's your episode right there. And she
got
strong. Like,
other than that, no plot.
She was like, "You gonna treat me right and be with this family, or I'm a step." As she should. Oh! All of a sudden, that's not that important. That's not important.
You definitely should, but what else is memorable?
Maybe if she would have kept teaching.
Hello,
man,
she kept something.
She was devoted. I can't believe I have to explain what a devoted mother looks like. Like,
she wasn't doing none of this anymore. She wasn't doing none of that.
Kids were older.
Not the newborn.
Uncle Phil stepped up more when the light skinned Aunt Viv came on. Uncle Phil stepped up more.
There is a newborn. You know how much attention a newborn needs?
They got y'all.
There was like 2 episodes of Nikki being an infant.
Yeah, he was like 8 years old. The next
one he was a kid.
Hey, y'all ain't shit. I ain't gonna. Hey, we gotta sit there, guys, be explained. We're gonna move on.
First of all, dark skinned Aunt Viv was actually pregnant on the show.
We know that. Everybody thought she left to have the baby, but that's not what happened.
Nowhere.
Hey, man, it happens. You know. Anyways, second on the list, my baby Claire Huxtable. Everybody know you don't fuck with Claire Huxtable. You know what I mean? Intelligent as a motherfucker. Had I don't know how many kids. Let's see, Theo, Rudy, Sandra, Vanessa, Denise. That's 5. Still was a lawyer.
Yeah, a lot.
You know what I mean? It still kept them kids in line. You know what I mean? She only had a problem child. And you know what I mean? 1 out of 5 ain't bad.
There's always 1 out of bunch.
Yeah, I mean, just 1 out of 5. You know what I mean? Kept her husband in line. You know what I mean? She ran a tight ship. Everybody had, respect for her and everything like that there. So, I got to throw Claire Huxtable in there. and kept her looks up because that's important apparently. Number 3, I did put the OG on Viv on here. She just wasn't my one overall. She is on there. Trust me. I understand every point y'all can make about the dark skin and Viv, right? However, if it wasn't for Daphne Maxwell Reid and her husband Tim Reid, it would be no dark skin and Viv. It just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen.
I promise you they lost viewers when Black on Viv left, though.
Huh?
We're going to talk about that. I promise you they lost viewers when she left.
It got boring. The show got boring. Let's keep it real.
It wasn't about Viv. It was about Will.
One of the best episodes on there that I've connected with, it did have light skin Aunt Viv, but she wasn't really an intricate part of the episode. It was the episode with Will Smith where his dad popped in.
Oh, okay.
And he left. That
right.
One of the most important episodes and the most emotional episode I had ever seen.
She did interact with Lou. Like that was Will Smith's dad's name on there.
If you're gonna hit him, I don't want to miss that.
Well, no. She was like, I'm not gonna do your dirty work. You go tell him. Like, you know what I mean?
But I feel like the sass and dark skin on Viv would have hit
we
that.
We get that part. But it just wasn't in the cards for her. So it's kind of fucked up that y'all knock on this and Viv more. It is. That's a whole different story.
I don't like her. I just prefer the dark skin one.
The character, you can't have a powerful, driven, motherly character and then make her boring as fuck the last 3 seasons.
What's to say that wasn't going to happen anyway? Or who's to say that wasn't going to happen?
It wasn't going to happen.
We don't know that. We will never know that.
We know that. We know her personality.
Right.
That was one of the reasons why she left the show. Her personality. At the time, she was pregnant, and then she was requesting more money for her role in that, which I feel like you deserve. If you're doing a big part of the show, you should be entitled to get a little bit more money. You learned a whole 16 count for the show. You should have got a little bit more in there.
I'm just saying.
That whole school, like, you've done so much to her. I feel like she should have been giving more of her flowers on that show than getting kicked off.
Definitely.
Like she would have carried over.
But it's her own fault. How the hell? I mean, damn, y'all.
I don't think it was her own fault. I think it was also Will Smith's doing.
Then why did Will Smith apologize during the reunion? But,
because it sounded good. It sounded good. Everyone on the show agreed she was very hard to work with. It just sounded good that it was Will's fault.
No, they put that out
there like name a person that's not hard to work with in the final stages of pregnancy. Like so she was talking about in the last season of that, she was very much pregnant. And she's talking about they're having a very rigorous film schedule with stuff. It's difficult doing that and having to do multiple takes and being pregnant. And we don't know how far into her pregnancy she did that show.
Yeah, she looked like she was about 7 months.
Yeah, and then every time she's difficult, and then you have the lead person who's not sticking up for her because at the time she said they didn't really have bad blood like that, to where it was like unbearable to work with each other. But
man, stop.
If anybody stepping up for her, of course
they was talking about their discussion at the first episode.
The ghetto black person on there.
Nah, bruh.
That's how you shut down a black woman in the industry. You say she's difficult to work with, and after that, it's done.
What did we see her on after that? Nothing.
Yeah.
That's the same as if you get fired for, I don't know, harassment, and you try to go get a job somewhere else. Well, that harassment title is going to follow you. How about you just don't harass in the first place?
She wasn't harassing people.
I'm not saying,
bruh.
The victims are blackballed in that.
What are you saying then, huh?
I'm saying if you're difficult to work with, once you get put off the show, that title, difficult to work with, is going to follow you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's what her whole point was. That was the death kiss. Because once y'all labeled me difficult, it was, oh, okay, we ain't fucking with her.
Yeah.
And that's why
that's why he apologized then. But
yeah, because he said you difficult.
We didn't know that. Yeah, but in that time, we didn't know that they weren't fucking with black actresses like that. And if you label them something like that, it's over for them because many of black actresses have gotten that look beforehand.
Yeah, that was kind of out there.
It wasn't hidden. We knew
I
that.
beg to differ.
Of a black woman that's been around from the beginning of time.
All right, so Black Anvil, Felissa Rashad, Born Anvil. Okay, finish your list now.
I don't even want to be on this no more, man. Jeez. Mama from Mama's Family. I like that show.
I love her.
It's a little dated. Vicki Lawrence played Mama from Mama's Family, and she took care of her family the best she could with what she had to take care of them with. Very funny lady, Vicki Lawrence, and it was a good entertaining watch for me. It was kind of give you a slight glimpse into not, how do I put this, white people, but like almost, you know what I mean? Like a little ghetto white people a little bit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I kind of saw Mama's Family. And then, we all gonna shout out my baby Olivia Benson, Mom of the Year.
Mom of the Year.
Mom of the Year. She got there taking care of the city of New York as the sergeant of a precinct and still raising a child with special needs.
Reaching.
Y'all gonna respect Olivia Benson, man. Put some respect on her.
I love Liv. Hands down, I love her. As far as a detective and a sergeant, love her in that. As far as parenting, though, I feel like she bit off more than she could chew with adopting that baby.
Look, who else was
She
gonna
had
do
more
it?
court appointments than she was doctor appointments.
Hey, who else was gonna do it? The foster care system. We know how that is.
Yeah,
I mean, the kid done had a gun pulled on him. He done been kidnapped. He almost got hit by a bus, and that's within a season or two, of each other. So, hey man, I think he's better off in foster care. I think I'll take my kids in foster care.
Blame the writers, man. That was written for him to go through all that, man. That wouldn't happen in a typical police person's life.
As a sergeant, yeah. You're
a gun pulled on your child.
I think as a detective, she could have done that, hands down. As a detective, you could have pulled away a lot, but you're only one sergeant in that department or whatever it is, the precinct. You can't do much as far as leeway. I'm watching. I just got done watching season 15 or something like that when she first adopted little Noah, and it's pivotal moments.
Spoiler alert.
It's pivotal moments in that where she should have been present for a lot of those appointments and she wasn't. And then you got the chief that's in the precinct with her, and they're like, "We'll wait. Go ahead, answer your phone. We'll wait." It was the shade and all that, and she couldn't be present. It was crazy. You can't handle something. I gotta go. You can't do that in her line of business.
Hey, they let Elliot Stabler be with his kids and his wife for a very long time.
That's why his wife left him. If you look at the history of his wife, left him a couple times because he was not involved in a lot of their stuff. He missed a lot of things. She felt like she was a single parent. But their kids had another person there. Liv ain't got nobody but
out there keeping the city straight, safe from perverts. They out there touching people and raping and killing, and you worried about a soccer game?
She get an A+. She get an A+ for her policing job. Parenting, no.
Hey Marlon, did she get an A+ for her policing job?
Give her a C-, but I'm not. That's neither here nor there.
Ain't nobody been through more stuff than her on that show.
Herself in it.
Kidnapped. She didn't been raped.
She was not raped. She was not raped.
She wasn't raped when she went to jail.
No, she was not raped. It was almost an assault. Well, it was an assault, but she was not raped.
She was raped in prison.
They got the guy just in time. No.
Man.
But was her draws down? But now no, don't go there. But now she uses that as, I can relate to you, victim, because I too was like, bitch, no, you put yourself.
She got kidnapped for 4 days.
That's her fault. She puts herself in these positions.
No, that guy was in her house. That guy was a psycho. He broke into her house and he kidnapped her for like 4 days and was on a killing spree along with her being handcuffed to the door in the backseat of the car.
Oh, just wait. You're going to see him like 2 or 3 more times. Cause
I see when he came back and gonna take her to court, he his own lawyer. He after he escaped from prison. That guy was a psycho. He should have killed himself.
Oh man. Goodness. She let him defend himself. And you know, he got off on the case and messed up SVU, got everybody suspended. I'm just saying, she's a horrible cop, horrible mother, horrible person. But that's it.
God.
My list is pretty much similar to yours, Orlando.
Okay.
Except
are you
putting
Olivia Benson on there too?
No, bitch. I put the mother from Moesha, Cheryl Lee Ralph, because she was always there. You know, they needed a mother. Moesha was, you know, bucking back, and she was strong. She was like, "Nah, we gonna do it like this. I'm gonna be your mother." Blah blah blah. I mean, old boy had a side baby with Ray J and all that.
Yeah, he really did.
You know what I mean? So it's like
I was about to say, man, she definitely held it down, because I know a lot of women that would have folded if you had a damn near grown other child come out of the woodwork, you know. Because then you got to deal with that shit.
You know that's your kid, Frank.
Hey, Uncle Frank. Yeah, keep calling me Uncle Frank, but you my son. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. That nigga wild for that one. I don't know if I could have been that type of nigga, man.
Right.
Oh, definitely. Oh, and Cookie. I want to throw Cookie up there. Cookie line. Ride or die. Don't get me wrong, Cookie. She can be explosive at times, but she was always loyal. She was always down for the family, and she did what needed to be done.
Yeah, I give you that. She on my list now. I like her.
She on my list now. Tragic. Let me tell you, if that's the case, then why are we putting? Hold on, I gotta think.
She tough.
What is? Huh?
I said she got that tough love. I like that.
And put the mama from Sons of Anarchy up there. What's her name? God damn it.
Gemma?
Yeah, Gemma. Put Gemma on there.
Hey, fuck Gemma. How about that?
God damn.
I don't watch.
That's a whole nother story.
Listen.
That's a whole nother story.
That is a whole nother story. What about the mom from the Haves and the Have-Nots? I bet you watch that, don't you?
Nope.
I don't watch
really?
it. Nah.
Good. I only seen like
I watched a couple episodes of Carl Weber's Family Business or something like that. Watch that. I need to watch a little bit more of that, because I feel like the mom is she like true matriarch, you know, like holding it down. And I seen her busting some cats with some people too, so I was like, I gotta watch this.
Yeah, let's give out some honorable mentions at this time. I'm surprised nobody put it on her. Oh wait, Marlon, did you finish your list? My fault.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm just adding those two.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna throw in. I'm surprised nobody really did it, but I guess we all have our reasons. Harriet Winslow, you know, she was handling her business for a little while before Steve fucked up the whole show. Yeah,
I love her. I love her. I can't
Hey man, Harriet Winslow, not the most good-looking woman, but she was a good.
Don't do that. No,
she was a good woman, man. Not my cup of tea, but she was a good woman, and she stood up for what she believed in.
Listen, Carl lucky he pulled Harriet.
This is facts. Hey, this is facts.
You said Marge, Mama Payne.
Mama Payne. Mama Biscuits. Like, yes. She rolled for her son.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I was like hesitating to put this motherfucker on there, but people who ride for their sons, man, like Marge Simpson, she didn't think Bart Simpson did no fucking wrong. Like this nigga is a fucking felon, but don't take him to jail. Like, man, Marge Simpson, right there.
Still a better mother than Olivia Benson.
I'm gonna say Lois from Family Guy now. You know,
she's a terrible mother. Oh my god,
better than Olivia.
Wants to kill her.
Well, she's better than Olivia. Oh my god, the way she treats Meg, the fuck out of here.
Better than Olivia.
That's her firstborn, and she treats her like
shit. Meg like that though. It is horrible.
That's horrible. What's another honorable mention? Good shout out to. Since we're on Gemma, might as well go Peggy Bundy. She made sure the family was okay.
I love Peggy. Fuck
You know,
Gemma still, but I love Peggy.
She just made sure the family was okay. She didn't make sure they was good. She just made sure they was okay. That's all. Roseanne. Anybody fuck with Roseanne back in the days?
I did.
I just didn't like the sass coming from them children, man. It was too much sass for me.
Listen,
Women all kind of backhands.
People died like 5 times. I'm just saying.
They were all kind of backhands in that show. Just all that
I think that's
talk.
why I couldn't relate to that show because it was like the kids are talking back to the grown-ups. Oh my god! Like, I was looking fucking like square. Like, oh my god! Talking back to the grown-ups like that.
Right, it wasn't like this.
You waiting like, okay, who about to smack her first? Like,
yeah, like who's about to get smoked? Like, let's go.
It wasn't even regular back talk either. It was some kind of heavy back talk. Like, you about to get put out of the house.
Should have had a little choke into the neck one time.
Exactly. I mean, like, all right, but teach their own.
Yeah.
Which is why I chose Mama's Family rather than Roseanne. So that's why I wrote with that. At least they had some kind of respect for Mama's Family.
Yeah.
They didn't respect Roseanne at all.
No.
But yeah. All right, man. Everybody got their list together?
Yep.
What? Solid
episode 25.
That's 25. The big wait.
That's a good number.
that's 7, but 25. Man, shut up, bitch. Anyways, everybody, thank you for walking with us this long. That's 25 episodes, 25 weeks constantly. Week in, week out, we here. This is what we do. I want to thank the beautiful Krystal Williams for showing up and showing out. You know what I mean?
Anytime.
Oh man, we hope to have you back real soon. I love your points of views. I mean, you can carry the conversation like no other guest we actually had on here. So I really do appreciate that.
Thank you guys for having me. It has definitely been a blast.
Anytime. Look, it's the Greenbox Convos. This is what we do. It's your boy Just Landon with my main man, my co-host,
Marlon B.
Thank y'all for rocking with us. We're going to catch y'all next time. Mr. Marlon, take us home.
Just want to say condolences to a friend of the podcast, Timothy Chisholm. Lost his mother this week. Praying for you, dog. All right. Y'all be easy, all right?
Dog. Y'all be easy. Deuces.